Hello everyone, welcome to the new video lecture of subject Electrical Circuit Analysis. Myself Himanshu Joshi, I am an assistant professor in Sri Labhubhai Trivedi Institute of Engineering and Technology, Rajkot. So in today's topic of network theorem, today we will learn about a new theorem, and name of that theorem is compensation theorem. So let first of all learn about the statement for this compensation theorem. So the compensation theorem states that in any linear network containing the active source and linear bilateral impedance, if the impedance of branch which carries the current I is increased by delta Z, then the incremental voltage or current in each branch of the network is that voltage or current that would be produced by an opposing voltage source which having a value of Vc is equal to I into delta Z in series with the impedance of Z plus delta Z after replacing the original source by their internal impedance. So that is the statement for compensation theorem. So in short, this theorem states that if the network impedance Z is increased by delta Z and that increment in impedance of delta Z, and due to that increment, if the voltage or current in any branch is increased, then that voltage or current is produced by the opposing voltage which is equal to Vc into I into delta Z, and that delta Z is nothing but the series impedance of that particular branch. So this is known as the compensation theorem, and that Vc is known as compensation voltage. Clear? So that is the compensation theorem. In short, it shows that if impedance is increased by delta Z and due to that change in impedance, the voltage and current in network gets changed, because voltage and current is ultimately depends on impedance. So if impedance will change, then voltage and current in that particular branch will change. So that change in voltage is given by Vc is equal to I into delta Z, and that delta Z is nothing but the increment of impedance. So it is in series with Z and it is given by Z plus delta Z. So let learn about the proof of compensation theorem. So suppose this is our main circuit, this is input voltage, this is impedance Z1, this is impedance Z2, and this is our loop current I. Now suppose anyhow this impedance Z2 is get changed, so that change is plus delta Z. So I can say that this impedance Z2 is increased by delta Z. So we have to find the change in voltage and change in current due to increment of delta Z. So we have to find out the change in voltage and change in current. So first of all, let apply the KVL in this particular network. So the KVL equation for this particular circuit will look like this: V minus I into Z1 minus I into Z2. So this loop current is given by I is equal to V upon Z1 plus Z2. Now I have already told you that this impedance Z2 is changed by the amount delta Z, and due to change in impedance, the series current, that means this loop current is changed from I to I dash. So in this our change with impedance and change in current, so this current we have to find out. in this particular network. So in this loop we also have to apply the KVL. So KVL for this particular loop is V minus I dash into Z1 minus I dash into Z2 minus I dash into delta Z all equal to 0. So I dash is equal to V upon Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z. So now change in current. Suppose this is our previous current and this is the current with change in impedance. So I can say that the change in current due to change in impedance is given by delta I, and that delta I is nothing but I minus I dash. So I is equal to V upon Z1 plus Z2 and I dash is equal to V upon Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z. So this is the current I and this is the current I dash. So I will take the LCM of the multiplication of these two denominator, that means Z1 plus Z2 into Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z. So this denominator is multiply with this term and this Z1 plus Z2 will multiply with this. So V into Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z, this is the minus sign. So minus V into Z1 plus Z2, denominator is Z1 plus Z2 into Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z. So now we have to multiply V with all this term Z1, Z2 and delta Z. In the same manner we have to multiply V with Z1 and Z2. So delta I is equal to V into Z1 plus V into Z2 plus V into delta Z. Again we have to multiply V with this minus sign. So over here minus V Z1 minus V Z2. So over here you can see that V into Z1 minus V into Z1, V into Z2 minus V into Z2 get cancelled. So in numerator the term remaining is V into delta Z. So finally we will get V into delta Z is equal to, delta I is equal to V into delta Z divided by Z1 plus Z2 into Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z. So this is the equation of delta I. But we know that this I is equal to V upon Z1 plus Z2. So over here I can replace this term V upon Z1 plus Z2 with I. Clear? So I will replace V upon Z1 plus Z2 with I. So over here delta I is equal to I into delta Z divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z. And let replace the I into delta Z by means of Vc. So delta I is equal to Vc upon Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z, and this Vc is nothing but the compensation voltage which is due to the change in impedance delta Z. So finally we will get delta I is equal to Vc divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z. Okay, now consider the new circuit as per theorem. So over here we have seen that that voltage or current is equal to the opposing voltage which is having a value Vc into I delta Z, which is in series with impedance Z plus delta Z, and we have to replace the original source by internal impedance. Clear? So over here we also replace the original voltage source by internal impedance, that means short circuit, and we will add a new voltage source which is equal to Vc, and it's having a value of I into delta Z, and that voltage source is also in opposite direction. So over here I will take the minus sign over here, plus sign over here, and again in that case we have to find out the current, and that current should be equal to delta I. and if that condition is matched, then we can say that compensation theorem is verified. So over here consider the branch which is changed, and that change is the original value of source is replaced by internal impedance. So the internal impedance of ideal voltage source is equal to 0. So we have to short circuit that impedance and apply the KVL. So KVL equation for this particular loop will look like this: Vc minus I double dash Z1 minus I double dash Z2 minus I double dash delta Z, all are equal to 0. So I will keep Vc in left hand side, all the drop in right hand side. So Vc is equal to I double dash Z1 plus I double dash Z2 plus I double dash delta Z. Now I will take common I double dash, so in bracket there will be a Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z. So finally I double dash for this particular network is equal to Vc upon Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z, and that is nothing but the equal to our previous value of delta I. Delta I is equal to Vc upon Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z, and over here I double dash is equal to Vc upon Z1 plus Z2 plus delta Z, which is equal to delta I. So we can say that I double dash is equal to delta I, and hence we can say that compensation theorem is verified or proved. So this is the proof of compensation theorem. So let discuss the drawbacks for this particular theorem. So this theorem is not applicable to the network containing only dependent source. So if there is no any kind of independent source, this theorem is not applicable. Second, that the second disadvantage is that it is not applicable for the network which contain the nonlinear element like diode and transistor and other power electronic switches. Now consider the application for compensation theorem. So this compensation theorem is useful in the measurement bridge. So we already know that we have used many type of bridge for the measurement of impedance, measurement of capacitance, and measurement for voltage and current. So this theorem is useful for the measurement of bridge and potentiometric circuit. Potentiometric circuit where slight change in impedance of one branch result in the shift from null condition. So you might be studied in your next semester that for the measurement of inductance, capacitance, we are going to use the measurement bridge. Measurement bridge, in which if the measurement is accurate, then there is a result in null condition. If the measurement is accurate, then there is a measurement in null condition, and if there is a slight change in impedance, then you will see that pointer will shift from the null condition. So for that kind of measurement, we are going to use the concept of compensation theorem. So it is applicable in measurement bridge and potentiometric circuit where slight change in impedance will result in the shift of null condition. So that is the application of compensation theorem. Now let solve a one numerical based on compensation theorem. So the data for that example is that if resistance in branch AB, which is equal to 10 ohm, is changing from 10 ohm to 5 ohm, so for that change verify the compensation theorem. Verify the compensation theorem. So this is the network, this is the input voltage of 10 volt, this is the resistance of 5 ohm, this is the resistance of 10 ohm, this is our resistance which is equal to 10 ohm, and after that it will change from 5 ohm, from 10 ohm. This is the loop current I1, this is the loop current I2, and for this particular network we have to verify the compensation theorem. So first of all we have to find out the current, loop current I1, loop current I2 and the current across AB branch. So first of all we have to calculate I1, I2 and this is the current which is flow from branch AB. So for that we have to apply the Kirchhoff voltage law in loop 1 and loop 2. So in loop 1 we can write the KVL equation. As you all know, this KVL equation will look like 10 volt minus 5I1, it will look like 10 minus 5I1 minus 10 and current in this branch is I1 minus I2. So I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. So this is our KVL equation. So 10 minus 5I1 minus 10I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. So this minus 5I1 minus 10I1 is equal to 15I1. I will write in another side, so it will become plus 15I1. Over here minus 5 minus 10 is equal to minus 15I1. I will shift from this side to 0 side, so it will become 15I1, and this I2 minus minus become plus 10I2, and I will shift in the other side, it will become minus 10I2, which is equal to 10. And from all this equation I will take 5 as a common. So over here 15 upon 5 is equal to 3I1, over here 10 upon 5 is equal to 2I2, and over here 10 upon 5 is equal to 2. In the same manner we can write the KVL equation in loop 2, and it is equal to, you can see over here that minus 10I2 minus 10I2 minus I1 for this particular resistance, and that is equal to 0. So minus 10I2 minus 10I2 minus I1 is equal to 0. So that is equal to minus 10I2 minus 10I2 and minus minus plus 10I1. So this is equal to 10I1 and minus 10 become minus 20I2. So I will take 10 common in this particular equation, so it will become I1 minus 2I2 is equal to 0. So this is our equation number 1 for loop 1, and this is our equation number 2 for loop 2. So in this particular, from these two equation we have to find out the value of current I1 and I2. So you all know that based on Kramer's rule, I can write I1 is equal to delta 1 by delta, I2 is equal to delta 2 by delta. So delta is nothing but the coefficient from left hand side of equal to 3 minus 2, 1 minus 2. 3 into minus 2 is equal to minus 6, minus 1 into minus 2 is equal to minus 2. So minus minus become plus. So delta is equal to minus 4. In the same manner delta 1. So we have to shift the first column by this constant. So delta 1 is equal to 2 minus 2, 0 minus 2. So delta 1 become minus 4. And for delta 2 we have to replace the second column of delta with constant. So delta 2 is equal to 3210. So 0 minus 2 is equal to minus 2. So I can write I1 is equal to delta 1 by delta, and that is equal to minus 4 upon minus 4. Delta is equal to minus 4. Delta 1 is equal to minus 4. So I1 is equal to 1 ampere. In the same manner I2 is equal to delta 2 by delta. So delta 2 is equal to minus 2. So minus 2 by minus 4 is equal to plus 0.5 ampere. So we have calculated the value of I1 and I2. Now it's time to find out the value of current I, and that current I is nothing but the current passing through 10 ohm. So I is equal to, I can write, I will take I1 as a reference, so I1 minus I2. So 1 minus 0.5 is equal to 0.5 ampere. So this is the current passing through 10 ohm resistance. Okay, now this 10 ohm is changed to 5 ohm. So same procedure we have to do for 5 ohm resistor. So note that the value of I is equal to 0.5 ampere. Now this resistance, which is 10 ohm, change from 10 to 5. So this is the new branch and the new resistance is 5 ohm. So for that also we have to find out the current. Now suppose resistance is changed, so the new current I1 become I1 dash and new current I2 become I2 dash. So we have to find out the I1 dash, I2 dash and again I dash. See, I dash is the current passing through 5 ohm resistance. So again we have to apply the loop equation for loop 1 and loop 2. So for loop 1, equation will look like 10 minus 5 I1 dash minus 5 in bracket I1 dash minus I2 dash is equal to 0. You can see that equation for loop 1. 10 minus 5 I1 dash minus 5 I1 dash minus I2 dash is equal to 0. So after simplifying, minus 5 I1 dash minus 5 I1 dash becomes minus 10 I1 dash, and I will shift from the left hand side to right hand side of equal to, it will become plus 10 I1 dash, and this minus minus plus 5 I2 dash will become minus 5 I2 dash, and that is equal to 10. Again take 5 common, so equation become 2 I1 dash minus I2 dash is equal to 2. That is our equation number 1 for our new circuit. And for loop 2, so loop 2 I can write minus 10 I2 dash minus 5 into in a bracket I2 dash minus I1 dash is equal to 0. So KVL for equation 2 is equal to minus 10 I2 dash minus 5 I2 dash minus I1 dash equal to 0. So this minus multiply with minus I1 dash become plus 5 I1 dash, and this minus 10 minus 5 become minus 15 I2 dash is equal to 0. So we have to take 5 common, so equation become I1 dash minus divided by 5 of 15 is gives you 3. So I1 dash minus 3 I2 dash is equal to 0. Over here I have to take 0 instead of 10. Clear? So equation become I1 dash minus 3 I2 dash is equal to 0, and that is our equation number 2 for loop 2. So this is our two equation 1 and 2. So in that case we have to find out the value of I1 dash and I2 dash. So from Cramer's rule I can write I1 dash is equal to delta 1 by delta, I2 dash is equal to delta 2 by delta. So delta is equal to 2 minus 1, 1 minus 3, coefficient 2 minus 1, 1 minus 3. So delta is equal to 2 into minus 3 minus of 1 into minus 1. So minus 6 plus 1 is equal to minus 5. Delta 1 we have to replace this column with this constant. So 2 1 replaced by 2 0, minus 1 minus 3 as it is. So multiply 2 with minus 3, 0 with minus 1. So it will become minus 6. Now it's time to find out the delta 2. So we have to replace this column with this constant. So 2 1 2 0. So 0 multiply with 2 and 1 multiply with 2. So 0 minus 2 is equal to minus 2. So again I1 dash delta 1 by delta minus 6 upon minus 5 is equal to 1.2 ampere. I2 dash is equal to delta 2 by delta, which is equal to minus 2 upon 5, which is equal to 0.4 ampere. I dash is equal to I1 dash minus I2 dash, which is equal to 1.2 minus 0.4 is equal to 0.8 ampere. So finally I can find out change in current. And that is equal to I dash minus I. Clear? So I dash minus I, and that is equal to 0.8 minus 0.5 is equal to 0.2. 3 ampere. This is our final result number 1 for the verification of compensation theorem. So we have find out the first of all we have find out the change in current for 10 ohm resistance. After that we have find out the change in current for 5 ohm resistance, and that difference is our first result for verification of compensation theorem. So now we have to find out the delta I. So we have to find out the delta I after the replacing the voltage with internal impedance. Clear? As you have seen in the main diagram, so this 10 volts should be short circuited, and we have to replace the compensation voltage over here. Clear? To verify the compensation theorem, as we have done in this particular network. Clear? We have to replace the voltage source, we have to replace another voltage source in terms of VC. So we have replaced the voltage source in terms of short circuit, and we have to add the another source in terms of compensated voltage. So that VC is given by I into delta Z. We have already find out the value of current I, which is equal to 0.5 ampere. Change in impedance is given by new impedance minus old impedance. So 5 minus 10 is equal to minus 5. So our VC, that is the compensated voltage, is given by 0.5 into minus 5, which is equal to minus 2.5 volt. So this is the equivalent circuit for the compensated voltage. So I can slightly modify that circuit, and if you observe that, I can say that this 10 ohm is in parallel with this 5 ohm. This 10 ohm is in parallel with 5 ohm. So their equivalent is given by 10 into 5 divided by 10 plus 5. So their equivalent will be 50 upon 15. So now I will take 5 as common. So 50 upon 5 is equal to 10, and 15 upon 5 is equal to 3. So I can replace this 10 parallel 5 with single resistance, which is equal to 10 by 3. Now I have to find out the current I in this particular loop. So that current delta I is given by VC upon total resistance. So total resistance is 5 plus 10 by 3. So VC upon 5 plus 10 by 3, VC is equal to 2.5. VC is equal to 2.5 divided by 25 upon 3. LCM of these two, 5 into 3, that is equal to 15. 15 plus 10 is equal to 25 divided by 3. So 3 will get into the numerator. So 2.5 into 3 is equal to 7.5 upon 25. So finally delta I is equal to 7.5 upon 25, which is equal to 0.3 ampere. So let verify with our result 1, which is equal to 0.3 ampere, and again over here we will get the 0.3 ampere. So we can say that equation 1 is equal to equation 2. Hence compensation theorem is proved or verified. So this is the way to solve the numerical based on compensation theorem. So with this we will conclude this session. If you have any doubt, any question, you can give your doubt and question in comment section. If you like my video, then you can like it, share it, and if you have not subscribed my YouTube channel, then please subscribe my YouTube channel and share this all lectures with your friends. Thank you very much.